Aaron, 23-year-old Brave star, chats with newsmen.
Henry Louis Aaron. Perhaps no name in baseball history carries more weight, more dignity, and more quiet determination than that of Hammer and Hank.
11, second base, nobody out.
We all remember the swing, the smooth follow-through, that iconic moment when he rounded the bases after number 715.
In the third inning, a standing ovation for Hank Aaron.
The man who broke the most sacred record in sports while facing unimaginable hatred and pressure. But as legends grow over the decades, we sometimes lose sight of the incredible journey that led to that historic April night in Atlanta. The absolute numbers are staggering. 755 home runs, 2,297 RBIs, 3,771 hits, and 25 All-Star selections. We remember the record-breaking homer, but we find ourselves forgetting the great stories, like how Aaron hit 40 or more home runs 8 times after age 30, or how he quietly accumulated more total bases than any other player in history while facing death threats and racial slurs on a daily basis. How Aaron went from a skinny kid in Mobile, Alabama, playing in Negro League ballparks, to becoming baseball's most consistent superstar and the man who would dethrone Babe Ruth himself. Well, now it's time to remember, to appreciate the greatness of baseball's hammer. Step into the batter's box with us as we explore one of the most remarkable careers in sports history. When Henry Aaron signed his first professional contract in 1952, he was just an 18-year-old kid from Mobile, Alabama, who'd been playing with the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro American League. The scouts had already seen something special: a smooth, natural swing and surprising power from a player who weighed barely 180 pounds. But what they couldn't have predicted was the quiet determination and incredible consistency that would define his career. Aaron's path to the major leagues was anything but typical. Growing up in the segregated South, he learned to play baseball on sandlots and in pickup games. His father, Herbert Aaron, worked in a shipyard, and the family didn't have much money. Young Henry would fashion baseballs out of rags and bottle caps, swinging at anything he could find. This improvised training actually helped develop his incredible hand-eye coordination, a skill that would serve him well throughout his career. The Boston Braves signed Aaron in 1952, and he was assigned to their Class C affiliate in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. For a young black man from Alabama, this was a culture shock of the highest order. But Aaron adapted quickly, hitting a .336 with 9 home runs in just 87 games. More importantly, he began to show the patience and professional approach that would become his trademark. In 1954, an injury to Braves outfielder Bobby Thompson opened a spot in the lineup, and Aaron made his first major league debut at age 20. The Braves had moved from Boston to Milwaukee the previous year, and the city was hungry for baseball heroes. Aaron would give them exactly what they wanted, though it would take a few years for people to fully appreciate what they were witnessing. His rookie season was solid, but not spectacular. A .280 average, 13 home runs, 69 RBIs. But those who watched closely could see the potential. Aaron had a swing that was both powerful and efficient, generating tremendous bat speed with minimal effort. He rarely struck out, and he had that rare ability to hit mistakes hard while laying off tough pitches. The real breakthrough came in 1955. Aaron hit .314 with 27 home runs and 106 RBIs, announcing himself as a legitimate star. But it was his performance in 1956 that truly put him on the map. He won the National League batting title with a .328 average, hit 26 home runs, and drove in 92 runs. At just 22 years old, he was already being mentioned alongside the game's elite players. If there was a single season that defined Aaron's greatness, it might be 1957. He hit .322 with 44 home runs and 132 RBIs, leading the Braves to their first World Series championship since 1914. His MVP performance that year wasn't just about the numbers. It was about his clutch hitting and leadership of a team that had been waiting decades for a championship. The World Series against the Yankees was a showcase for Aaron's talents. He hit .393 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs in 7 games. outdueling Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berra in the process. When the Braves won Game 7 at Yankee Stadium, Aaron had established himself as one of the game's premier players. He was just 23 years old. But perhaps the most impressive thing about Aaron's 1957 season was how routine it seemed. He didn't hit towering home runs that caused fans to gasp in amazement. Instead, he hit line drives that carried just far enough, doubles that found the gaps, and singles that drove in crucial runs. His consistency was becoming legendary. In 1966, the Braves moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta, and Aaron's career entered a new phase. He was now 32 years old and entering what many consider the prime years of his career. The move to Atlanta put him in the heart of the South, where racial tensions were still very real, but it also gave him a platform to chase baseball's most hallowed record. Aaron had been steadily climbing the all-time home run list throughout the 1960s. He hit 44 home runs in 1963, 24 in 1964, 32 in 1965, and then exploded for 44 again in 1966. By 1968, when he hit 29 home runs, people began to realize that Aaron might actually have a chance to catch Babe Ruth's record of 714 home runs. The chase officially began in 1970 when Aaron hit 38 home runs to bring his total to 592. Suddenly, the baseball world was paying attention. Aaron was 36 years old and showing no signs of slowing down. He hit 47 home runs in 1971, bringing his total to 639. The Hammer was now just 75 home runs away from immortality. As Aaron closed in on Ruth's record, he faced something that no athlete should ever have to endure: racial harassment and death threats. The hate mail poured in by the thousands. These were the days when hate came the old-fashioned way. Fans would scream racial slurs at him during games. He received death threats before every road trip. The pressure was enormous, but Aaron handled it with dignity and grace that was truly remarkable. During the 1973 season, as Aaron hit 40 home runs to bring his total to 713, the harassment intensified. The FBI was involved in investigating the threats. Aaron had to travel with bodyguards. His family was under constant stress, but through it all, he continued to perform at an elite level, showing a mental toughness that was as impressive as his physical skills. Aaron later said that the experience taught him that baseball was bigger than just a game. It was a platform for social change. He understood that breaking Ruth's record would be symbolic for millions of African Americans, and he embraced that responsibility even as it came with tremendous personal cost. On April 8, 1974, at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, Aaron stepped to the plate in the fourth inning against Los Angeles Dodgers pitcher Al Downing. The count was 1-0 when Downing threw a fastball over the middle of the plate. Aaron's swing was as smooth and effortless as ever, but this time the ball carried over the left field fence for home run number 715. As Aaron rounded the bases, he was met at home plate by his teammates and his parents, who'd come down from the stands to congratulate him. The crowd gave him a standing ovation that lasted several minutes. It was a moment of pure joy and triumph, but also of profound historical significance. Aaron had not just broken a record. He'd overcome decades of racism and hatred to achieve something that many thought was impossible. Aaron played for 4 more seasons after breaking Ruth's record, finishing his career with 755 home runs. He was traded to the Milwaukee Brewers in 1975, returning to the city where he'd first become a star. He served as the team's designated hitter and occasional first baseman, providing veteran leadership and flashes of his old brilliance. His final home run came on July 20, 1976, against the California Angels. It was a fitting end to a remarkable career, a line drive home run that barely cleared the fence, just like so many of his others. Aaron retired after the 1976 season at age 42, leaving behind a legacy that went far beyond his impressive statistics. While Aaron is best remembered for his home run hitting, he was actually one of the most complete players in baseball history. He stole 240 bases in his career, including 31 in 1963 at age 29. He was an excellent outfielder who won 3 Gold Glove awards. He hit .305 lifetime and drove 2,297 runs, still the all-time record. Perhaps most impressively, Aaron was incredibly durable and consistent. He played in 150 or more games in 13 different seasons. He hit 20 or more home runs in 20 consecutive seasons. He drove in 90 or more runs 15 times. This wasn't a player who had a few great seasons. This was a player who was great for 2 decades. Aaron was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1982. His first year of eligibility. He received 406 out of 415 votes, the highest percentage at that time. After his playing career, he remained involved in baseball as an executive with the Atlanta Braves, becoming one of the few African Americans in a front office position. Aaron's impact on baseball and society extended far beyond his playing career. He became a symbol of perseverance and dignity in the face of adversity. He showed that excellence could overcome hatred and that sports could be a vehicle for social progress. When we look at Aaron's career numbers, what stands out is not just their magnitude, but their consistency. He never hit 50 home runs in a season, but he hit 40 or more 8 times. He never hit 400, but he hit 300 or better 14 times. He accumulated his records not through spectacular individual seasons, but through sustained excellence over 2 decades. Aaron finished his career with 755 home runs, 2,297 RBIs, 3,771 hits, and a .305 batting average. He was selected to 25 All-Star teams and won the MVP award in 1957. He played in 2 World Series, winning 1. But perhaps most importantly, he showed that baseball could be a force for positive change in society. Henry Aaron's career was about more than just baseball statistics. It was about dignity, perseverance, and the power of quiet excellence. He faced challenges that no athlete should have to face, but he met them with grace and determination. He didn't just break Babe Ruth's record. He showed that barriers could be broken through hard work and character. When will we see another player accumulate 755 home runs? When will we see someone drive in 2,297 runs? When will we see someone maintain such a high level of performance for over 2 decades? These are the questions that make us appreciate just how special Aaron's career was. They don't make them like Hammer and Hank anymore. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more stories of baseball legends just like this one.